born. Looks like me and you in here solo. Let me look over here so I can see these. Can't see the comments over here. See, we got a little. Um, yeah, no, I was born. You know, it's crazy too. I did not know that Sidney Poitier was still alive. Like I don't know if y'all was neglecting to tell me that, but I saw this on the news, and yeah, I gotta add Sidney Poitier to the list of people that I had no idea he's still alive. I'm trying to. Trying to. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, teeth. Oh yeah, they doing it. They doing the thizzle. They doing the thizzle out there. What's what's that? Wait. Let me try to. Uh, yeah, they doing a damn thing out there. You gotta want to hold out the jump off now. But yeah, no, that's did you know Sidney Poitier was still alive? Because I did not know that. We got to use some code terms. See, I'm in that. You know, this is another little location right here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be getting this prepared right here for some of our city signs. As you can see, we ain't got the lights. We got the lights and everything set up over here. And we're gonna eventually get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's dark over here right now. Like I said, we're gonna set it up. I gotta go back to B&H. You know, we about to hook this up for random jewel status. So this is another little addition to what we're doing on the channel. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got to use some code terms. We got to use some code terms. You know, they came out with a new flavor of Coca-Cola today. I don't know if did any of y'all hear about the new flavor of Coca-Cola? You said B&H best stuff is not on the shelf. I mean, they don't really got that much on the shelves over there. It's not really that much on the shelves. You kind of gotta go order your stuff. Got the Russian bot. Got the Russian bot in the building. We got some yeah, that's something else. But yeah, those is did y'all hear about the new flavor of Coca Cola, or is it just me? It's supposed to be a mixture. It's supposed to be a mixture of two of the old flavors. You know what I mean? Like if they had the lemonade and the iced tea, now they got the lemon iced tea. Let me throw we can throw this here on. Let me see. Oh, it's been so long. What is that? I just try to put the. Let me try to see. Oh, that's right. Yeah, threw the link in there real quick. But yeah, no, I was born. I was just wondering, did you see the new flavor of Coca Cola that came out? Now the Random Jewels crew is subscribed. In fact, that's a new thing. I didn't tell everybody. Hold on, let me get that real quick. Bear with me. I ain't got all my equipment today. That's what it is. I need sets of equipment. See that? This junk, this that number right there. Ah, that's the that's the alert number. That's the Random Jewels number right there. Uh, for those that tune into this for whatever time, if you tune into this later, text uh, Random Jewels alerts. Text Random Jewels alerts to that number, and you receive a text alert whenever the Random Jewels channel or the City Sciences channel is going live. So we no longer limited to just the YouTube alerts because we know how they treat us. I suppose when the time is right, I don't know, Knowledge Born, what do you think? Should we open up the lines? I don't know if we should open up the lines to live calls because, the live calls, last time we tried that, that was our first visit. Those was our first visits to the G building. I see. I opted in quick. Now I know who that is already, but everybody else, put your put your handle put your handle in the like your YouTube handle or whatever name that you want me to refer to you. Put that in the Random Jewels alerts. Yeah, the live calls that was the first Pandora's box right there that we opened up on this channel, and we got to see that not everybody's on the same levels of sanity, and that's okay. Like they say these days, one thing when I was born, when did everything become weird to everybody? Like that's just like a new thing. Like people would just say, yeah, the light is on. The light is on in the bathroom. That's weird to me. It's weird. Like I don't know. It's weird to me. Yeah, everything's weird. Is there a reason for that? knowledgeable. There's a big difference between knowledgeable men and men having knowledge. Fine lines. There's fine lines all over the place. You know what I'm saying? But those fine lines be making a difference. Between, like, it's some things that it's like the margin of error is crazy small. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're dealing with the 100-meter dash, right? At least like when you're talking about the Olympics, the difference between the guy that gets the gold medal and the guy that uh, you know, loses, comes in dead last is less than a second. So it's some things that, like when people say, you know, it's only, like, which this is like a little bit of a taboo subject, but this is the City Sciences channel. You know what I'm saying? When people say that race doesn't exist, here's what I agree with. The values, right, and talents and skills that's assigned to each race is a social construct. But that two white people have a baby and that baby is white, and two black people have a baby and that baby is black. That's biological. That's not social. That existed before any societies existed. The only thing society said is, oh, you that race, oh, that's how you are. Then they'll go in and they'll say, well, it's only like, you know, 0.000% of genes that's causing that difference. And my thing is, well, listen, it's only 2% of difference between us and a monkey. So we dealing with a tight margin of error. You can't be off by one. So you can't. You can't. This is not a thing. This is not horseshoes, son. They think, and this is not funny. But realistic question. How many how many genes had to be off for you not to even exist? Like, I'm sure if it's the right gene, you only need one. Like, if there's a gene that tells your heart to beat in rhythm and that gene is off, you don't even exist. You're not gonna make it. So, you gotta think, you got people, right? You got people, motherfucker could be 400 pounds, right? You be a 400-pound bouncer, but you still came from a microscopic sperm, son. All cats you see in the NFL came from a microscopic sperm. So if that could create, you know, this microscopic sperm that only supposed to exist for 3 days can create this 400-pound motherfucker that lived for 80 years, shit is powerful. You ain't need a little bit. You certain things you don't need that much. So that little 0.3% of difference, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like dog years. Should we do that? Should we hit a little, because we that's what we usually do. We usually do a little 5 minute hit. We usually do a little 5 minute hit on random jewels to let people know that we over here. But I don't want to do that today. Let's listen. If they miss it, they miss it. You know, sometimes it bees like that. You know, I'm telling you when these things count, and not that nothing is is nothing in the what's the name. In fact, my papers. Listen, for the first time since I don't know when I got insurance. That's how you know times are changing. I have insurance. When I was little, I used to have it. My parents, they used to tell me that whenever they see me doing something wild, they say, your insurance is paid up. But yeah, I'm about to go get fully checked out. I don't know what the parameters is. I don't even know how much I got, but I'm about to use it to the maximum because I don't know if they knew that before they put me on, but I'm black. If you're giving something out, you shouldn't tell black people. They're about to find out. They're about to find out. When it started summer camp for the young guys to come and stay in New York for the summer. So you saying young guys from around the country, like outside of the city. We do need to do, that is one of my things. It's that we're not using our resources all the way. Like we kind of in pockets, you know what I'm saying? And we all been witness to the same knowledge, but yeah, we not kind of in the same chamber. You know what I'm saying? Where, like, like I said, once upon a time, everybody was right, up and down this ave right here. Hmm. But yeah, that's a type of idea. You know what I'm saying? Where you know, uh, I'm just saying that just in terms of that, uh, jewel that Allah left us with. If you want to see me, you gotta come together, right? That includes more people and more places now. I remember Dumar YD took us one time to it was like some fresh air fun type of shit. We was up in like the it's like the peak skills or something. Like we was up in the mountains, in the forest, cooking chicken on a stick. You know what I'm saying? And it was a experience. I'm saying, like, even in terms of the people who was there, you know what I'm saying? We always had a bond that exists to this day. You know what I'm saying? Because that, with that, we, like I said, we out in the wood, just not like lions and tigers and nothing. But I'm saying, for that amount of time, we out there living together and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to, learn a lot about each other, man, know each other. And so, I think, did Najee come up there? I think Najee came. The other Dumar was there. Lord Dumar was there. Chill, we don't have those type of things. Uh, Universal got that thing he be doing where it's like a field day. Like back in the days in school where, what I'm saying, you go and you play all the like different competitions, different sports competitions, all the kids compete. Yeah, we just talking about the same thing. Yeah, you talking about, yeah, they got but I already know nothing about that. See, like you said, that's the youth office. That's when I realized that I'm not a spring chicken anymore because the youth office doing me. They don't inform me of nothing. Listen, when I find out they making a move, man, you know, they don't kick it with us senior citizens. Yeah, I'm too old for the youth office now. I used to yeah, I used to be not just a client. I used to be the president of the youth office. Now I'm not even allowed in there. Ain't that something? But like with all things, sometimes you just gotta realize that you just had a part that you played in something. You're not the man. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to be, uh, you know, you got to know where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? So, while I'm not included in a lot of their plans. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things. I remember when a good percentage of the youth office used to come to uh, my class. The random Jews in particular. That's you know on the internet. But I'm talking about coming to the law school, being in class. You understand what I mean? So, uh, and I don't be saying that to belittle people. I'm just saying that to say, listen, don't leave me out, man. I was down. Just, you got somebody say, yo, man, like, yo, when I was born, you know about this thing in Trent. Nigga, I'm from Trent. Free hey, fuck you. Hey, nigga, I was down with that. You took that's my cousin. So in that same way, there's a lot of things like that. You know what I mean? Where, I've seen people go on to great success, and because I know about seeds that was planted. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, people that I seen, like, yo, they planted that little seed right there. Then I went on to do other things with it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of things, when I look back, it's like, yeah, this was the person who first planted the seed to for me to do that. You know what I mean? Or just even made me aware of some things. See what I'm saying? And I look at those people. Just look, that's why I love Elijah. You can as an individual, yeah, we can talk about it. We talk about what you think Elijah did was right, what Elijah did that was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? When you look at the seeds that he planted, you know what I'm saying? In the fruit that they bore, um, you see the greatness. You know what I'm saying? You see the greatness in them. You know what I'm saying? All the things that people went on to do. You know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of sciences that we deal with, right? You know, a lot never heard of that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot never heard hip hop, saying he never heard it. He, I ain't gonna say he didn't know because that's the reason he was doing what he was doing. But even though brothers, they use their own hard work, their own skills, and their own talent, you know what I'm saying? If you use this knowledge, right, to, elevate your game in that right there, you got to look back and listen, Allah is one of the most prolific people in hip hop, sir. Because the seeds he planted with his sons, they went on to conquer the game. From, you know, I mean, you have people before that, you know what I'm saying? Supreme Team, KG, uh, uh, Kango Kid from UTFO that just returned to the Essence. If you remember, in in uh, Roxanne's Revenge, right? When Roxanne dissed UTFO, if you remember, she had that line where she said, "You say you are God, but you do eat lard." They was Doc Ice was one of us too. You know what I'm saying? That's a Sonic. Listen, even our the people's champion Lord Jamar. You know what I'm saying? Wu Tang. The effect that he had, you know what I'm saying? People you wouldn't for those that don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to be intrigued by that. That you eat the fruit and then inside is that seed. But you just see the fruit, you see the sweetness, you eat that or whatever, you know, without realizing that no, this is the seed right here that came from. So, in that same way, when people take things and run with it, in my own mind, I don't have to say nothing to them. But as far as they run with it, it's because listen, you know, I could always uh, just have a realization of what it is that I accomplish. BC Realm says, since you bring up hip hop and you from the Bronx, was it really started by one person or a collective body? What you mean was it started by one person? Like there wasn't, I've never heard that was one person. If you had, uh, I mean, I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? A baby, not even a kid yet. You know what I'm saying? So I saw people walking around the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like I used to see them. Cool Herc, Flash. I used to see them walking around. You know what I'm saying? But for me to say like, yo, like was a guy I had their number, like they was calling me, you know what I'm saying? They was just dudes that I knew who they was when they came outside with the speakers. You know what I'm saying? Or like say you see them walking up and down sometimes, you see them on the train. You see what I mean? But yeah, I got my recollection of what was going on when it started. So who are the people before when? I mean, see, hip hop just wasn't something that was planned out. So the way I looked at it, you know what I'm saying, is you had different elements that kind of came together. You know what I'm saying? And different things that you seen in hip hop, right? It came from different people. You know what I'm saying? Like some people they didn't really, to me, just my recollection and just, me growing up around it. I'm saying if, talking to them, that's a whole other conversation. This is not to uh deny any of the history they saying, but I'm just saying as a little kid that was there growing up, you know what I'm saying? This is what I perceived. You know what I mean? That you had different people, like see Cool Herc, he didn't really, in terms of hip hop, if you really listen to him, he didn't really like hip hop like that. He didn't really like the b-boys and all of that. If you listen to him talk, you know what I'm saying. But what he brought was that bringing your speakers outside and blasting the music and the bass and all of that. It was other dudes that was playing music outside. You had street DJs, people that was coming outside with their speakers, like DJ Flowers out in Brooklyn. You had other dudes. A lot of them dudes, even listen, Melly Mel, not Melly Mel, Marley Marl, on they was disco DJs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, Mr. Magic, all of them was doing disco. You know what I'm saying? So, like for instance, when dudes like uh, uh, Marley Marl came in, he added a little bit more production value and quality. You know what I'm saying? He took things a little, to me, he's a person you can't leave him out. Like to me, the Juice Crew, they kind of perfected hip hop. Like when you look around the game right now, everybody is like a version of the Juice Crew. All of these different, Young Money, they might be a little more involved with being gangs or something like that. But see, everybody now they'll say, "Yo, we the new Death Row." No, Death Row was just the Juice Crew of that era. You know what I'm saying? Wu Tang, And another thing with Marley Marl is you got to get into like the 2000s before you can you can name an artist that don't have affiliation with them. Like no, like Marley Marl is like that shit. 6 degrees of separation. We're like, listen, do you remember? Do you remember that the Jizza was on Cold Chillin'? How many people remember that the Jizza was on Cold Chillin'? So when you seen the ideas that Wu Tang manifested, don't think that came out of nowhere. And listen, Marley Marl didn't invent, doing it like that. He was the person who brought it to the forefront and was very successful at it and created that golden era. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, uh, the Flash apparently he had some kind of technical knowledge. He had some kind of technical knowledge where he was able to design that mixer. You know, from what I understand, he made the first mixer that he started DJing on. You had other people just uh just it wasn't one person. To me, it was, everybody came. You know, how many people know about Coca La Rock? You heard of, you know about Coca La Rock, VC Realm? Uh oh, we got 793rd in here now. We're gonna check the history. Listen, somebody CVC Realm. What happens when you start asking questions about hip hop history? 793rd pops up. 793rd pops up like, look, you rang? But VC Realm, you heard of Coca La Rock? Yeah, Coca La Rock was supposed to be the first MC of all time. The guy wasn't there when he first spit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But from what I understand is that it's like, okay, the DJs, they had, they little setup that they was doing and they playing the music, you know what I'm saying? So, uh, dudes, you should just get on the mic and just say the little words, yo, what's up, y'all, yo, everybody, you know, then niggas start coming with, black people. That's how I tell white people. Like, see, I know the white people when they dance, it's just like a fun thing. They just move around. It's not, it's not too serious. See, black people, they don't know. Like, nah, son, we've been practicing this. We've been practicing this this dance, right? We've been practicing this all month, man. We couldn't wait. We got a particular outfit to to uh to accent the movements of this dance. You know what I mean? So eventually, that's what they said. It was dudes that started showing up. Females too. People started showing up to the parties with a rhyme like, "Yo, Sam, give me the mic. I want to say this." You know what I'm saying? And slowly over time, skills develop. You know what I'm saying? Um, so like I said, it's a lot of people. And see, like when you say before the mainstream, like it's dudes that had whole careers that never made it onto records. Like it's dudes that was legends in the parks. They was the legends, but just whenever Sylvia Robinson came, for whatever reason, maybe they just was leery about her. Maybe, she didn't get around to it for whatever reason. But you got a lot of people like that. Actually, in every era. You can go around, I'm sure like right now, if I come to St. Louis, right, you could tell me about that guy. Like that guy, like, yo, son, this kid was crazy nice, man. Like, yeah, I don't know why he never made records, but he was clearly the nicest dude, in the neighborhood back then. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, unfortunately, some brothers, got returned, got locked up or whatever, and never got to that potential. You know what I'm saying? But it was, a whole bunch of people bringing their part to the stage. You know what I'm saying? And you got the jams, the part, the jams and the parties that these all this stuff is coalescing together. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of it is just it's just like, see, when you hear hip hop that come out of LA, it got Crips and Blood involved. You know what I mean? Because that's the culture of LA. You know what I'm saying? Drill music, whatever it is, that, a part of the culture is reflected in the music that they make. You see what I mean? So some of it is just the culture that existed in the Bronx at that time, and it got exported out through hip hop. The same way the Bloods and the Crips, to a large degree, not totally, not saying that's how it started, but a lot of it got exported out of LA through hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Now you got the drill being exported a couple years ago. You said it's youth like what? Right. Luke brought the booty shaking. That's the South culture. That's strip clubs and all that. That's the South culture. You know, it came up to New York for a minute in the '90s, but it ain't last like that. What you saying? What don't come about to a certain point? Yeah, Kodak Black is from Florida. I mean, yeah, there's well, I've only heard like half a verse from Kodak Black. So uh, I'm not sure even what kind of music he makes. Like, I'm funny that way. I'm biased like that. Where I can just look at somebody and tell if I don't want to hear your music. But I mean, I'm not understanding what you're saying. There's always street music, but the genres vary. And I don't know. I think you might be talking in a different uh realm. Like, see, what you calling genres? To what you mean by that? ATL, 1995, 2005, 2015. I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I mean, all right, now New York City, we can gauge a little better here. Now, you said 1995, 2005. Uh, well, by 2005, New York is dying out. I can New York is pretty much out the game by 2005. I don't. What do you mean? 2015. Who was 2015? Bobby Schmurder. Who was out at that time? 2021. I'm not. I can't. I can't. Yeah, 2005 was the time 50 Cent. That was when 50 Cent is first coming out, and by then New York has already got you know people from New York that was born after around 1985. Like, if you was born after 1985, then you grew up listening to that country music. Like you spent your formative years, uh, listening to Snoop and Death Row and Dre and these kind of dudes. That's what you grew up on. You know what I'm saying? You went to college and all of that. Listening to different. You know what I'm saying? You said you don't know if I like the music. No, I haven't heard the music. Like I can't like right now. I'm saying all the time. There's artists that people be talking about, and I don't even know who that is. Like there's a hip hop. I don't want to say it's gossip, but like they report on the different stories in the hip hop field that comes on YouTube, and I would say probably 65 or 70% of the people that he covered, I don't know who they are. You said whatever was around existed back then. The gangs was around back then. Not in New York. The gangs pretty much they got hit with the triple whammy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta remember, see, for the rest of the country, right? Y'all started. Well, I don't know what the laws did, but it's possible, right, that y'all started seeing those draconian sentences in the Clinton Biden when Biden and Clinton teamed up to do the crime bill. But see, in New York, we got something called the Rockefeller drug laws. And that came out in the late 70s. So people started getting big time in the late 70s in New York. You know what I'm saying? So those gangs, and then they got hit with dope, and then they got hit with crack. So I don't know if you ever seen a movie called Education of Sonny Carson, when he comes out and it's talking about the gang has been shredded now. You know what I mean? Everybody's dead. They on drugs, uh, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? So by 1980, there was no gangs like that. Like I would, I mean, there was still a few scragglers, but gangs in New York at that time, uh, the saying was that all the real gangsters is dead or in jail. Like that was just something. Uh, it just wasn't something that people in New York was prone to call themselves. Hustlers. These types of things. But the gangster was kind of a brute to us. You know what I mean? Like, what's that about? You know what I mean? And especially once money start coming out, like no matter where you at, a gang is kind of a poverty thing. Once people start getting money, why do I want 10,000 people down with me? Like, what are they doing to split this bread with me? Why are we, what I'm saying? See, when we all, when we all, right? See, Shaquem, he's New Yorker, right? Those gangs broke down into posses of people where it's like, yo, we get money and we got our guns up. but there was really no gangs. Even you know, uh, like the low lives, the Decepticons. You know, those is not the same as what y'all talking about. It's not the same as uh, the GDs or something. You said at one time there was no Crip or Blood on mainstream wax, then there was. I mean, yes, of course not. You saying what's said on records gets more bold or detailed as time passes? At one point, 1979 to 1991 was none of that. I don't understand what you're saying. Like, see, look, to people outside of New York, I don't know, maybe Zulu Nation is a gang. Like, that's how I knew them, at least on the, of course they always throwing parties, they was about parties or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I knew them as a gang. The first people I remember talking about Bloods and Crips on wax was these dudes, but they was like some real gangsters. Like, I don't know, I think some of them got killed, man. They made a record back in the days called "Banging on Wax." It wasn't all that mainstream, but that was the first time I heard of that hardcore where you knew this is what they talking about. Yeah, but see, are you talking about hip hop or are you talking about society? See, because that's something that I think happens a lot. Is that I think it happens to the 5% a lot, and I think it happens to hip hop a lot, where you know we get singled out, right? Without people looking at the greater society, the changes that the greater society was making. See, it's just like when people start talking about all this advancements that black people made since the 60s. No, the entire economy has made advancements. See, if you're making advancements while everybody else is advancing at a slower rate, now you can say you're getting somewhere. But if there's $100 in the pot, right, and then the pot goes up to $1,000, yeah, you supposed to your part of the pot, your part of the pot is supposed to raise times 10 because the whole pot raised times 10. So by the same token, it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, people would say, hip hop, hip hop was the all this violence affiliated with hip hop. But here's the thing: them people who be talking that shit, son, Tookie Williams and them was born in the 50s. They never heard hip hop before they started banging. Dudes in LA, when that who was the kid they be talking about on there's a brother they be talking about. There's a channel, shout out to Kev Mac Videos. And he talk about this kid that he was affiliated with, I think the 60s, a kid named Tyrone, I think. And he got killed, and that supposedly what turned the whole LA into a bloodbath. Like it just the dominoes started falling after that. So that was before hip hop even got out of New York. They was doing all that to soul music and funk music and disco. And the whole society was becoming more minded. I'm saying that, listen, you know what else wasn't happening? People wasn't just walking in the mall and just shooting random people all the time. I mean, it happened. But now it's like, sometimes, we just have a bad 2 months where it happen every week. Or when people listen, people say, yo, the guys from the 80s was no, son. The 80s was like that. The 5% is responsible for this. No, how could we be? When people was doing it other places where they never heard of us. So in the greater society, yeah, there's things you see on TV that you never saw that back in the day. You see it. And look, I recall my brother told me, listen, I had a lot of wise people around me. I used to think they was crazy. I remember one time my brother told me, right? I was still in elementary school. So he said, yo, it's gonna come a day when it's gonna be people fucking right on TV. And you're gonna be able to turn the TV on and see people fucking right there. So when he told me that, it's like 1982. Like, listen, husbands and wives just start sleeping in the same bed together. Like, if you look at them old shows from the 50s and the 60s, the husband and wife don't even sleep in the same bed. Lucy and Ricky did not sleep in the same bed. So yeah, the whole society turned a certain way, but then you would say, "Oh, hip hop this and like, nah, no, stop it." They got women in Europe that listen to classical music. Speaking of classical music, motherfuckers will say that. Yeah, well, look, this classical music, it feeds your soul. Let me tell you something. Al Capone, Lucky Luciano, Johnny Torrio, them motherfuckers did hits the fucking opera music. They never heard hip hop. And I think, listen, you brought it up. I think that's what they're doing right now. Where every time a motherfucker goes to jail, every time somebody gets shot, somebody gets killed, the Travis Scott concert, and I'm not saying that these things are not ruining, but just the way you getting that constant drum beat of negativity coming from hip hop. You understand what I mean? See, my what's the name is that look, they got enough Elvises now. You got your Elvis and your Eric Clapton and all these. So now you ready to get rid of the brothers, man. You only want brothers like Drake. They got a certain look that fits in clean cut with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him that, he can just be doing his thing, you know. But the fact that he has that look is having an impact. You know what I mean? But, once they finish destroying everybody, talking about all the stuff that they doing, and that's the elephant in the room over there too. I don't know what y'all, what y'all think of that, man? What y'all think? Because, Frank Jones was some, seem a little bit crazy. But that's a what y'all think about this Tory Lanez uh Megan Thee Stallion? You know. Oh yeah, now it's born. You talking about the Booyah tribe? They was yeah. They was serious gang members. Yeah, yeah. Drake. He looks and behaves how uh you know well behaved how well behaved black people looking at. Well, right now it's supposed to be coming out. It's supposed to be coming out that well, the way the story is the speculation what I'm hearing is that Tory Lanez didn't shoot her. And it's just what I'm hearing. I'm not. That's why I asked y'all. Have y'all, what y'all think of it? You know, it's. I mean, I think it's that's. I mean, I don't know what does that say, man? Like if that was fake, you know, and it's not just that. It's that you carried it. You carried it to the what's the name? Now I'm gonna tell you why. See, those two people, VC Realm, may not be people that's high on your radar to care about, right? But you gotta, see animals. They know when their own kind is being killed. Like I seen one time, right? Like they was like, look, we in this certain shit. They was in Australia, so in Australia, it's mad sharks, and this was a particular day when it was all these sharks. They was there because it was supposed to be some other animals for them to feed on. You know what I'm saying? And these motherfuckers put a vial. They put a vial of water. I mean, a vial of shark blood in the water. And within 5 minutes, all the sharks in the area left. Now you ask the question, who was getting killed? No, that part was just a metaphor of me saying, right? That was a metaphor of me saying that if you see how a brother can be destroyed. You understand what I'm saying? You know, his word, right, and his bond, right, can be questioned to that level. On the word of somebody that's lying, see if it can happen to him, it can happen to you. Now don't get me wrong, that's a little bit of a that mentality can definitely you gotta you gotta balance that. You gotta be balanced with that. But see, look, that's how the 5%, that's how we operate. If you do something to him, you did it to me too. So it's just a sign where this is what's showing you that still where the black man's image is. It's still where the black man's image is. You know what I'm saying? And listen, there's some things I'm not trying to look like you said, Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, they who they are. I'm not saying, but however, remember, especially with that, to me, I'm telling you why I'm sensitive with that too. God, that's the highest percentage of reasons, I wouldn't excuses that was used for lynching brothers was of a sexual nature. I'm saying Emmett Till got, you know, killed on one of these false words, man. Like I'm just saying how that whole narrative went down, G. How easy it was for people to believe that. Let me give you a contrast of what I'm saying. And look, tell me if I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. Because, like I said, see, when I see a black man going through something, I'm looking at it as, all right, this is my own kind right here. I see how y'all treat me. And it's not like I thought, we was the guests of honor here in America. But let's contrast that with my man, uh, Brett Kavanaugh, the guy who was accused of raping the woman. She claimed that they were raping young girls at the parties, and she was there 3 times when these rapes was occurring, and then she came back, and on the fourth time she got whatever her story was. But see, people come and they stand up and they say, nah, 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 wait a minute. I know Brett Kavanaugh. Brett Kavanaugh's been a colleague of mine. It's been a colleague of mine for over 30 years. I know his wife, his family would never do anything like that. See, he still was able to go on the Supreme Court, right? Even with that accusation. See, it just goes to show what I was saying. And this is why this shit is important to me, man. I listen. The same shit with that Jesse Smollett shit. Is that as the black man saying, if we do not get the shit caught on audio and videotape, a motherfucker can kill us. And whatever they say we did, that's what the fuck we did. If they say we went for their gun, we went for their gun. So now I don't like people lying. I don't like people lying on that because it's life and death out there. Fortunately, I've been wise enough in the course of my life to avoid, yes, that kind of extreme situation with them. So to me, like I said, just the ins and outs of, what it was over and all the stuff they saying it was over now. That's one thing. But there's a certain science to that, man. I'm telling you. Like, look, Antonio Brown, he's a jerk. Let's just say that full stop. He's a jerk. Now, full stop, that's one statement. Now, let me give you another statement. Ben Roethlisberger has been raping broads. After he was in the NFL, Ben Roethlisberger had some situation where he raped a college broad in the bathroom at a bar. Yeah, CPC realm, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, it was more than one time. That's why I said broads with an S. But see, the image, that's what I'm saying. That you can have this come out and we all know about it. It's common knowledge. Ain't nobody talking about canceling you. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all remember when Bryce came out and said Joe Biden was being inappropriate with them? They didn't. I don't recall them using the R word. So to me, you know, yeah, the manifestation of it, the manifestation of it may be, trivial to us because it's rappers in the middle of an argument or whatever. Right. VC Rome, you bring up a good example, Cam Newton. Cam Newton is a good guy. You know who else was a guy to me that was like, yo, saying, y'all really just don't like that this guy has fun doing what he's doing. Like saying T.O. was a good guy. Like the stuff that's his business. You're here. We play football. You're not here to talk about how much kids I got and who I got kids with. But see, he was painted in a certain picture, and people just jump on the bandwagon. See that to me, that's the thing. And people just jump on the bandwagon because see, a lot of things. And see, this is something I've been thinking about, man. When I be listening to a lot of these people talking about, different, different sciences and bring about freedom, justice, and equality. See, a lot of things we dealing with right now is all political. It's academic. So you hear these people, they all academic, and we need to get rid of Pookie and Ray Ray out of the neighborhood. But see, let me tell you something. You see that stuff that happened on June 6th? See, if those people decide, yo, listen, we got to go, you're going to want Pookie and Ray Ray around. See, right now that everybody's just pushing pens and paper, everybody's doing. Yeah, it's because you can survive out here like that. So a woman can go marry a dude without, that's his skill set. His skill set is in corporate America. And because the world is a certain way, yeah, you feel safe with him. But in corporate America, see, a lot of these people, they didn't win and got educated on it. I love education. But don't forget that the only reason you was able to go to school and get your education was because Pookie and Ray Ray, that was your cousin or lived on your block or whatever, made sure nobody didn't beat you up every day. Now you get on these apps and you tough. But listen, you know, as long as we at this level, as long as we at this level where, like I said, it's all political and academic. But see, remember, politics fail all the time. Diplomacy fails all the time. And that's why America has a State Department and a Department of War that they switched the name of it to the Department of Defense just to make it sound better. But that's the reason for that. So you got a lot of people in the State Department and the diplomatic corps. But if it go the wrong way, listen, you want Pookie and Ray. I don't care about a lot of these people. They talk. I hear people talking. Yeah, that's I've been to the gun range. If you come around me, I'm a gun owner. Hey man, let me tell you something. These motherfuckers go in the army, train for years, get in the theater of war and get their head blown off because they don't react the same way practicing at the target range as they react. There's people you go into karate schools, motherfucker, jump off the ceiling. Go outside, it's totally ineffective. Nah, T.O. wasn't bad. T.O. enjoyed the game of football. Like to me, like the time when he scored a touchdown and he had the pin in the side and he signed the football. Like to me, that was dope. Like he's having fun playing the game. Like he's not playing dirty. He's not cheating. He's not. I didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? Chad Johnson. I thought Chad Johnson's uh, talent just wasn't necessarily up to par with his personality. But he was another guy that, you know, he, you know, there's, one thing the internet did in this era is it just put a lot of things out there that was that was always happening. You know what I'm saying? But now everybody got access to it. Like, who remembers? It was a dude. What's his name? Lambert. I think his name was Lambert. He got a divorce from his wife, and his wife won like half of the house or something in the settlement. He took a chainsaw and cut the house in half physically. You know, there's a lot of characters in it. Deshaun Watson hasn't played since the accusations against him. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference? And that's why to me, you know, anytime you got brothers and we coming in contact with the law system, to me that's important. Pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Rather, even if the person is guilty, just look at how they handle it. See, even listen to the way they talk about them. They see you hear them talking about Lucky Luciano's genius, how he was so genius. You don't hear them talking about Big Meech like that. Al Capone was just so genius. He was just so genius. Waterhead Bo, nah, he just lucked up. He lucked up and met the right nigga. We don't even know how this nigga he even hard. His name's Waterhead. You know what I'm saying? But John Gotti, fucking genius. And see, I don't get into that stuff really because, yeah, you shouldn't be getting in touch with the law anyway. So it's not a hill to be dying on. However, right? Just dealing with all worlds from highest to lowest, I see how even in that world, certain things is manifested. And when we see that what happens in that world reflects a lot on all of us. See, like they don't go back and look at, okay, well, what was the ethnicity of all these different gangs? And when I say these different gangs, I'm talking about the James gang, the Daltons. What were these people's ethnicity, right? And why has that ethnicity not lasted throughout time? See, other people did that. Other people beefed about that. See, Japanese people was like, nah, son, stop calling us sneaky. Italian motherfuckers was like, son, the mafia don't even exist. Irish motherfucker said, nigga, I ain't have a drink. I, I, I ain't had a drink since I left the old country. But see, we let a nigga go ahead and get ran over. We let a nigga get ran over by the bus. And sometimes, hey, listen, that's what you did. You shouldn't have laid down in front of the bus that way. But even if that happens, I still acknowledge it. I'm telling you. See, Tookie Williams, a beast. But motherfucking, what's that guy name? Ted Bundy. Oh yeah, he could have been a lawyer. Brilliant, brilliant, charming. And like I said, I'm not here to say Tookie Williams was a church boy. Who you talking about? Uh, when I heard who was dead, Sidney Poitier. Yeah, I ain't know Sidney Poitier was still alive. I had no idea. But you said here, he's checking a video about the Knights of the Golden Circle, a secret society that wanted to reestablish slavery throughout the hemisphere. And what year was that? Yeah, Sidney. I mean, I didn't know Sidney Poitier was still alive. That was the point. You know. See, I'm gonna tell you too. I have it's a mental thing, right? That if I seen you in black and white, it's just that it's something about how old I think you are. Like if I saw you in black and white, like there was things that I didn't know happened, just like a couple of years ago because the film was in black and white. Like once I figured that out, that it's like it's certain black and see the people like District 20, you probably never seen this, but there used to be TVs that only used to show in black and white. Like the TV itself, not the movie. I know that you've seen black and white movies that was filmed in black and white, and so uh, it it still shows in black and white unless they put the Technicolor on it afterwards, right? But there used to be TVs that the capability of the TV was only black and white. So even if the show was filmed in color, it still showed in black and white on that TV. You know what I'm saying? So as I was growing up, I realized that okay, there's some shit that looks black and white, but that's just because it's this TV. But this is really some modern shit because you could tell because when you see it on the color TV, it's color. But everything that's black and white, like if you see it on the color TV and it's still black and white, like, nah, that's like the 1800s or something. Like that was just in my mind, to the point where like I didn't know that some people was alive during the same time I was alive. You said around 1861. Well, they couldn't be reestablishing slavery in 1861 because it was still slavery in 1861. They probably wanted to expand it. Yeah, the color TVs. 793 dropped the history on you right there. And then it was them shows that it used to fuck me up because it was like I couldn't figure out how they. It's like I knew it was like it was some shows like say Bonanza, for instance, right? Bonanza, I think Gunsmoke was like that, where the first episodes of the show is filmed in black and white. But then when it gets to some later point, you know what I'm saying, during the life of the show, they switch over to filming in color. So it was something about those people where it was like, you mad old, but you made it into the modern times somehow. I don't know how you did it. Yeah, I can't really call it neither. I know it was out. My great grandmother had uh, a color TV, like all the black and white TVs was just coming into the rest of the house. You know, every time the new TV came, like remember when the floor model remote control came out? Then when the floor model came out, the TV that was in the living room that goes into your parents' room, the TV they had in there, you get to take that one now. But that one that you was getting was more than likely the black and white. You know what I'm saying? Then when the smaller remote control TVs came out, your parents got the small remote control TV for their room. Then you got that color TV. At one time, it used to just be one TV in the house. Yeah, we talk about that back when the remote control had a cord on it, and the buttons, like just the buttons that you press, like it was like switches. It wasn't like the little pad buttons that you got now. Yeah, 793rd, that one TV that used to have a handle on it so your moms could carry it in the kitchen while she cooking. Yeah, those was the days, man. Now you motherfucking you can turn the TV from your phone. You could be at the job. You you could be at the job in another country and turn your TV on and off at the house. So I mean, you had to listen. You had to adjust the antenna on the roof a certain way to look at certain channels, then you had to like you might adjust it a certain way, and you get like 2, 5, and 9. You know what I'm saying? But to get 4, 7, and 11, you gotta shift it a different way. So different programs come on. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go up to the roof and adjust the antenna just so people can watch. Man, District 1 trainer, you done broke the TV? The hell's wrong with you, boy? Out working trying to make a living and you over here making me go backwards. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you got TV in your pocket now. Yeah, foil game, the hanger game, you know, anything, man, anything work, man. That's one thing I miss about the metal hangers, yo. The metal hangers, son, them shits was like a miracle. Them shits was like MacGyver, like you could be MacGyver with them shits. You put an antenna to the TV, make a slingshot, motherfucking tie some shit to something. You can do all types of shit with those metal hangers, man. Open your car lock and shit. Like you lock your keys. You lock your keys in the car. You open you go open the car with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I wonder why they stopped making them. Yeah, the radio, yeah, you know, because those antennas they used to give you back then, they break right up. So yeah, you gotta have you work that with the antenna. See, I know why they took that away, son. Because you can't nigga rig shit the same without a metal hanger, son. Yeah, see Shaquem basketball hoop with the socks. You put it on the door right there. Put on the door right there. Get busy. You know what happens with that? Eventually, eventually somebody gets dunked on. It's just a little bit too loud. Your mom's like, what the hell are y'all doing here? Get this shit off my door, man. somebody, somebody takes it too far. Somebody takes it too far and got to do a 360 dunk. when when y'all ain't even supposed to be up. Light's supposed to be out. Y'all supposed to be sleeping. And y'all in the room running full court. Yeah, but they don't want us nigga rigging shit like that. They don't want us to be successful at nigga rigging. Can't take that away. I know how they do. Put the string back in your hoodies. Yeah, listen, metal hangers. What you said? 793 said use it as a bow and arrow until I poked the hanger into my eye socket and Pop snatched it out watching the game. Yeah, that's man. Yeah, you take it too far. That's taking it way too far. See that's I guess that's another reason why they stopped making them. Yeah, you play a little badminton like that. You can play a little badminton. Nigga rig you a badminton racket with a wire hanger. But oh yeah, hold on. Let me put this number back in here too. I got I got some because I'm about to wind this one down. Hold on for a second. I'm about to hmm, so I'm about to wind this one down. Oh, all right. Uh, so yeah, y'all see that number right there? That is the uh random jewels number right there. Text your handle, whatever is the name you want to go by, your YouTube handle or whatever, and random jewels alerts to that number right there. So from now on, after this, uh, alerts is gonna go out in the text messages. If you want to get the text message when Random Jewels or the City Sciences is going live, text your name and Random Jewels alerts to 917-410-30312. And Random Jewels alerts. One word, three words, however you do it. Because you know they got uh, certain rules on spamming. See what I'm saying? So before I send that out, everybody's got to opt in. Start. I was born was talking earlier. Oh, nah, I still gotta hook it up for you to receive the reply. Like it's still, it's still, it's still manual. I don't have it. I don't have it automated yet, but I saw the text when it came through. So now, now we don't have to depend on YouTube to send out the alerts because clearly they show us no love. For the people that's just coming to y'all, this is the first y'all getting to see. This is going to be, we're going to be doing some streams from here. I'm going to finish doing some things, hooking this up. I got to get some more equipment, get some lights over here so we can flow a little bit more often. Tomorrow, of course, we'll be in the pocket. I'm not sure if we probably going to come late tomorrow too. Tomorrow probably be late, depending on what happens. But right now, we about to wind this one down. You know, we didn't have any G building activity today. That's one thing I like about when we small. I like when it's small. Like when we first started out, like first went, we didn't really have no crazies. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's say the first month of lives. Yeah, you send a text to the number that says random jewels alerts. But yeah, me and I was born was talking about that. I don't know because that's when it started. When remember I had the number before and people started calling in. That was when we first started getting little G building activity. So we had to see what's going on with that. But yeah, in the meantime, in between time, I'm about to go ahead and take it down. Say peace. You know what I'm saying? Uh, this was a good one. We actually didn't even get to the topic, uh, but you know, I guess how they say, new people, and that's okay. I guess we'll get to it tomorrow. But also, yeah, we got to get back to the videos, the class that kind of got all over the place. I said I was going to chop it down. Maybe we'll get maybe we'll get up to doing that tomorrow. Let's see if I get the editing done and get the volume louder. Then we might have a review of that. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm gonna say peace. See y'all tomorrow on the Random Juice channel.